Okay, just going to run back over the forecast that I posted on Monday, see how that panned out, and also to run through a trade that I'd posted on Instagram before, after, and what happened. I didn't take it. It was just something that I sent in terms of what I felt would be the case. For me, it was a little bit too risky around the time of day that it was due to take place. But either way, we'll run through that shortly. So, from the forecast from earlier this week, I had the price coming back up towards these levels and having this reaction around this orange zone here. So just to recap on that one, I felt that when I was looking at things from a daily perspective, I felt there was a really decent chance that when we were looking at the retracements from previous drives down, we thought that this one would look pretty decent and that this would continue for this bearish move. Now, if it broke this, obviously it was insinuating that the price would go a lot higher. Either we'd see a wider ranging consolidation if the price reacted here and came down to the bottom. If it didn't, and it just bounced this and broke through here, would probably signify much more of a bullish nature heading into that upper level. So as we come down onto the 4 hour and we just see how this panned out, I'm just on the replay here. So we did get a reaction underneath this level, but not a very significant one. And now the reason why it's significant if it breaks this level is because whilst the all-time highs are significant, it becomes much more of a consideration as to how we get from here to here, as to what we think the price will do sort of midterm and long term. And the fact that it didn't take out this high eradicates that wider consolidation area that I was discussing in the initial forecast. Bear in mind what I said in the initial forecast previously as well was that I've missed a lot of opportunities this year because I've been hell bent on trying to put a bearish slant on the market, because I think it is borderline insanity, the price that the market is at and the fact that it keeps on inflating. I'm genuinely concerned as to what happens, at least from an investment portfolio perspective, when the house of cards just comes down, because this is getting beyond a joke, in my opinion. But let me know if you disagree. However, due to that, I've missed a lot of the long opportunities. So I'm aware of that. And that's why I was very aware of whether this would get broken again. And if not, I could really see a world where we get those new all time highs. Now, as the price transpired, we got a massive drive up through, absolutely no care for this level whatsoever. And like I said, in terms of how we get from here to here, this is a big consideration, right? So even if we come down onto the hourly, so we can actually see like how this is playing out, um, it's just complete bullish breakthrough. And for me now, I'm then taking a look to see, well, it's inevitable that we're going to get to here, right? We're going to equal the all-time highs. That's just how the US30 happens. It's a case of whether we think that the price is actually going to extend higher or not. So for me, what I was looking at as we were going through after that massive run was, at this point, we're looking at this now forming much more of a consolidation. Now, what we've seen is this low not getting taken out. So we didn't go and create that wider consolidation range up here that would have been nicer to trade. And instead, we've actually got a breakthrough, zero respect of this retracement level here, which was respected previously, and now a drive up. Now, instead of it being a fairly constructive move up, up into these highs like we see here, this is much more of an aggressive nature in terms of the impulse. And now we're forming this consolidation. So for me, this was an opportunity. This was the trade that I'd posted on Instagram, prior, when we were trading live. So if you are interested in seeing my live input rather than whatever I post on YouTube every few days, then make sure you follow it. As we go through here, the main rationale is that I think that this is going to lock and load because of the consolidation. We've had a massive impulse here, no respect here. It's not coming up to here constructively. So a high probability trade would be at least coming to this area, but there's a high potential that it would go through. Now, as the price transpires, we would have got tagged in. I didn't take it, but we would have got tagged in because this was around the US Open throughout the volatility. And then we had the drive up. Now, as we can see from there, I'll go back to the 4 hour. The rest has been history, really. We just got an absolute tear that is now come through. And as we're live trading now, this is 5:07 UK time. We've had much of the same here in terms of that impulse, slight consolidation there, and a continued move up. So for right now, I don't trade Fridays. So I'm not going to be taking any trades. And even then, I don't like trading when we're in brand new all-time highs in this kind of territory where there isn't much to go off of from a structural perspective. So I'll be waiting to see how that plays out. I'll look a little bit into how the price action is on Friday, look at what my forecast may be on Monday if there's something relevant. But realistically, I don't see any opportunity until Tuesday. But bear in mind, it is then the Easter weekend. So it's a very hectic time to trade and not something that I tend to look to entertain. So for me, this could actually be the last sort of setups and things for a couple of weeks because I just think it's too risky around the low volume months. However, I'm keen to see if anybody managed to grab the trade that I posted or whether they'd managed to take a different trade that I missed that you can give me some insight on. I'm great to hear your comments. Anyway, leaving it there.